And that was actually only I think that was my third month in business. So within 3 months, I hit a $72,000 month.
So within 3 months, you went from zero to $72,000 a month cash in your business.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Justin Saunders, and I help coaches scale online. And today, I've got a special guest for you guys. His name is Sky, and he's a client of mine, and he's been making some big noise in the coaching space. So I wanted to bring him here, ask him some questions, and essentially just go from there. So Sky, welcome, man. I appreciate you being here. Would you mind giving me like the 1,000-foot overview of who you are, kind of like how you found my company, and kind of some of the results that you're getting now compared to what you weren't getting before?
Absolutely, brother. Yeah. So my name is Sky Lane. I run an online coaching business for junk removal startup business owners, someone that wants to start a junk removal business. I teach them how to do that, get to $10,000, $20,000 a month. And yeah, man, so my background is I come from running a junk removal business. I built and sold one in under 4 years for multiple six-figure cash profit. And I came across you on Instagram, man. I was kind of looking to start up my consulting, my coaching business. I have a YouTube channel, around 5,000 subscribers, and I had people reaching out to me wanting to do one-on-ones for a long time. So I worked with them, some people one-on-one, and I was like, dude, this is something that I could scale and kind of be one of the first people to do this. So I started, kind of doing some research, and then obviously the algorithm did its thing, and I started seeing your ads along with some other people's, and kind of drawn to yours just because it was natural. I could tell you were just, you basically had given a couple case studies, and I was like, these people are killing the game, and he seems cool. So basically I booked a call, got on with Joe, on the sales call, and he won me over, man. Very straight to the point, very likable guy, and I could see that I had potential in this. So I hadn't had a coaching program. I started from nothing when I came to you guys with an Authority Income Accelerator, and it was up from there.
Cool. So you said you started from nothing, man. I know you've been scaling very fast, and it's been awesome to see your journey. What's the biggest month you've hit so far?
Yeah, so my biggest month was actually a month and a half ago, and that was 72. So I thought it was 66, but it was actually $72,000 a month with some recurring income. So to go from, and that was actually only I think that was my third month in business. So within 3 months, I hit a $72,000 a month.
So within 3 months, you went from zero to $72,000 a month cash in your business.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Man, that is insane. I love hearing that for you because I've come to get to know you a little bit better as we've been on these calls. You've upgraded our programs too as well, and like you're a very genuine guy, and I love seeing like people just see success after like just being very genuine in the marketplace, because I think there's a lot of people that think that you have to be somebody else in order to see success. But it's like, that's one thing I try to pride myself on, is just being my authentic self. And I can see that with you too. And it plays out, man. I mean, zero to over $70,000 a month it's insane, man. So I wanted to kind of break that down a little bit, is like, what would you say would be kind of like the main things that you implemented to really not just see crazy fast results, but like, what are some of the key fundamentals that you contribute to being able to grow to those numbers?
Yeah, I'll look at this from two perspectives. So first from mine, and then two of how Authority Income Accelerator would really help me with this is, number one, I had to really hone in on self-awareness. I had to realize that I don't operate like the Hormozis and the Cody Sanchez's and all the people that we love to watch these days that are in the entrepreneurial space, the Gary V's. I had to realize what my pros and my cons were, what works really good with me and what doesn't work really good with me. Like, I would love to sit down in a dark room for 16 days with headphones on and just go at it, or for 16-hour days, but that doesn't work with me. I'll explode. I'm a ticking time bomb. So I figured out, I wrote out a plan on I wrote out a goal plan on what I wanted to do right when I started with you guys. So I really just locked in and I executed every day, right? It wasn't easy at first, but day after day, I just kept executing, working longer days and figuring it out. And as I came into that discipline of myself, I was really able to utilize the tools and the coaching that you guys gave. You have extensive coaching, multiple coaching calls a week. And I was on every one of those coaching calls. I embodied I bought into the process, right? I'm a college athlete. I used to play football at a high level. And one thing that my coaches have been a part of coaches taught me of being a part of a championship style team is buy into the process, right? So I know I didn't have any experience in the online coaching space. So why would I try to do my own thing? So I bought into AIA and I was on every single coaching call. And I feel like why I was able to have such early success is because I didn't waver away from what you guys were teaching, right? So I
Mhm.
just went with that. I put in extensive work and just stayed at it.
Yeah, and I give you props for that, man, because, at this point we're going on almost 600 members inside the program, and the hardest thing is just getting people to just show up consistently and just do exactly what we say, because you're a living testament of it. If you just show up and do, even regardless if it's like my program or anyone else is watching this, if you get in any program, if you just show up and do exactly what that person says that has the results that you want, there's no reason you won't get it. And for you, you've proven it. Zero to over $70,000 in just 3 months inside your business is proof in the pudding. So, dude, I applaud you for that, not just for the results, but also just the commitment to it, because you are 100% right. I do remember you showing up every single day to these calls, asking questions and just getting your answers, and I think that kind of comes down to what you said as well. Is, I have an athlete background too, and I think just being like growing up, having those commitments, going to practice every day, even when you don't feel like doing it. So could you share that a little bit, like relate a little bit, kind of like with playing, being an athlete with like actually showing up inside your business?
Yeah, so when you're an athlete, not even at the college level, but even like high school and stuff like that, you got to I feel like it's like your first level of sacrifice you understand in the world. If you haven't had like a horrible, super hard life growing up, is like you're gonna have to miss, if you're playing high school sports or anything like that, you're gonna have to miss other things. You're not gonna be able to party as much. You're not gonna be able to do all the other things that the other people are doing because you have practice every single day. And then it's like, okay, you realize, what do you want to do in life, right? I wanted to go to the NFL. It didn't happen, but I realized that I had to work harder than everyone else because I was somewhat athletically gifted, but not super athletically gifted. You know what I'm saying? My freshman year, I was 5'6", 130 pounds. And by the time that I left high school, I was 6'2", 200. So it was like I had to understand really fast, like, dude, you're going to have to put in more work than most of other people if you think that you're even going to have a chance at any of this. So once I really started, having practice every day, getting better, putting in extra work in the gym and running stadiums and getting faster, running sprints, I realized that over time I was getting better. I was getting faster, and I started in these type of things. So I learned, 15, 16, and then going into college 20, 21, it works if you continue to, it's like compounding interest, like Warren Buffett talks about, it's the compounding interest of the work you put in. So that really allowed me, once I got in, I had to adjust once I got into the real world, and got a career before I was an entrepreneur. But it really started helping me as an early entrepreneur. That's like, dude, just trust in the process. Like, you have to have a little bit of delayed gratification and just go with it.
Yep, yep. And I respect that. And I love comparing sports, being an athlete, to business, because it's spot on. And, I want to take this a little bit different than how most people would run like client success interviews. Is like, instead of just highlighting all of the success, I really want to tone in on a little bit on like, what are some of the big struggles that you've had? Because obviously, it hasn't just been your numbers have gone straight up and it's been amazing, but I know you've also experienced dips as well, and you've also experienced managing teams and things that you're not used to. So I'm curious if you could shed some light on that. Like, what are some realistic problems that you've been facing that other people can expect, and how, if you had to rewind and tell yourself in the past how to navigate that, what would you say?
So there's two things I'll mention here. And the first thing that I'm going to mention, my biggest thing with me was, in the beginning, anything is a win. Like, there's really no failure in the beginning because I was starting from zero. So one of the biggest things that I had to learn how to manage within this thing is, I would say, when it's me and it's just me, I know how hard I can go and push myself, right? But it gets to a point to where you have to bring other people onto your team to be able to grow. And so when doing that, you have to, I think mentally, you have to understand you're going to have to sacrifice something. And usually that something is the money that you're currently making so that you can bring this other person up to speed. And that was kind of a big, a couple of months ago, that was kind of a big thing with me. I did sacrifice, quite a bit of money in my revenue because I had to bring on a person onto the team to allow me to be able to build out the rest of the processes. So bringing on, that first person was a pretty big hurdle for me. And I had to understand that, like, it's part of the process. You have to sacrifice these things to get a bigger gain. And after after a month and a half, it came right back. So that was my first big thing. My second biggest thing, and I'll be 100% transparent right now, now is in the beginning, there's so much to learn. So I could keep myself extremely busy. Like you got to build out some SOPs. You got to learn how to set. You got to learn how to sell. You need to learn how to really give the best value to your students. So that's all learning. And I'm great when I have all those things to work on because I could go at it all day, every day. But once you have all that set up, it's like, okay, now I'm doing really good 50K plus months. I'm doing these type of things. What's next? Because I don't have to put in that same amount of work that I did before with this. How do I keep at these 10? Because I love working, right? I love working these 10, 12, 13-hour days. How do I fill that time now with this? Because I don't have to put in that time like I had before. And it's like with me, it's either balls to the wall or it's nothing. There is no coasting. I've tried to coast before and be this copacetic type dude. That is not me. I'm either like fume or it's like crash and burn. So for me, that's the main thing that I'm trying to go through now is like, let's get these days filled back up with some type of other work to grow. But that's some of the stuff I've struggled with.
Yeah, and I can relate to that too. I think any high performing individuals can relate to that type of thing where it's, it's once you're very busy and then you try taking the foot off the gas and you're like, let me just chill a little bit. It's hard. It's hard to chill because you're so caught up and it gets a lot of fun too. I mean, we literally live, I think of business like a video game, and the way we've kind of put it together and you're part of this now is like, we literally put $1 into this video game and we get, I mean, what are your returns right now? What are you getting every time you spend $1?
Yeah, man, my returns is probably like I'm getting anywhere from 8 to 10 back. So if I put $1 in, I'll get 8 to 10 back.
Exactly. So it's a video game, bro. You're putting $1 in and you just have to do a bunch of work and fun stuff that helps your business grow and you get $8 to $10 back and it becomes addicting, man. And I think that's one of the sides of like business. It's like, for me, whenever I started my business, my biggest thing was like, dude, if I could just get to 50K. Then if I could get to 200K, then if I could get to 300K, if I could get to 500K, and it keeps going and going and going. And because it's like, it's an addiction, but it's also like, it's so much fun to do. And I've seen you grow as well. And I really want to toss it back to one more question on this is, what would be that one thing that if you had to go back right when you started this business and tell yourself, what would that one thing be?
I would say, honestly, not to be like cliche, but laser focus, because I did buy in. Some people would say I wish I would have bought in sooner. I did buy in soon, and that's why I had early results. But laser focus, man. Have something that you're focused on that you can go touch and reach, whether that's whatever goal that is, a revenue goal, whether that's a certain spot in your milestone in your life with the business. Go stay focused on that and do not waver from it. Because a couple of times I have found myself wavering away from the ultimate goal, and sometimes you get down on yourself, you're a little hard on yourself. So I would just say, keep that laser focus on whatever that goal is and keep, I don't care if you have to post a big ass poster on the wall, look at it every damn day and go at it. That's what I would say.
Oh yeah. I love that, man. And earlier you did mention that you, when you first started going in on this business idea, there were some other people that were popping up, other ads that were popping up. I am curious, what made you decide to go with me and my company over all these, what seems like there's a new opportunity every single day?
Yeah, I'm a person, just to be completely transparent, I'm a person that's, if it's logical, I don't care. I don't care the price. If I have $5,000 and it costs $4,999, if it makes sense, I'll do it. Like, I don't care. So when I see the other fluff and I see all the other nonsense, I don't really buy into it. Yours was straight to the point. You're like, dude, if you're looking to become a coach, you're looking to do this is how I'm going to help you. Send the message below and come on. So when I did that, I'm like, let's do it. So I got straight to business and we talked on the DMs. I got on the phone with Joe, Joe, I would say he's become a master at his craft and he is very good and he delivered value the entire call. It wasn't no cheesy sales nonsense on the call. He was just like, listen, man, if this is your goal, here's how we're going to help you do it. This is what it's going to cost. Let's figure something out. Let's get going. Right. And that's what happened. And on that call, I made the decision. So it was really more of the genuine, straight to the point, not all the little marketing get you gadgets. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what brought me in.
Love to hear that, man. And that's what we've really, we've been doing this for about 6-7 years, really shifted a lot of our marketing to, is you see a lot of people out there being very gimmicky, being very pushy on sales. But it's one of those things that we found is when you're in that aspect and you're trying to be very pushy, you're trying to be very markety about certain things, you bring on the wrong type of clientele. And when you bring on the wrong type of clientele, it just ruins the entire business. And that's why, like, for me, every day when I wake up, I love talking to my team. I love talking to the clients. I love building this thing. And because it's also like people like yourself that come through here and you buy all in. And when you buy all in, you get amazing results like you did. So, brother, I truly appreciate you hopping on here and I'm very excited for your results. I do have one last question for you.
Yeah.
For anyone that is on the fence about joining the accelerator program, what would you recommend to them?
Well, what I recommend for somebody on the fence. So I'm going to be honest with you. I've had people reach out to me that were on the fence of AIA. And right now I'm 2 for 2 with those people. They have joined after they've talked to me. So we'll let the facts speak. And then also I have had a direct competitor in my past business that have watched my stories from AIA and have come to join AIA. So that's how powerful AIA is. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I think you guys could probably see I'm pretty genuine. So that's 3 for 3, even an indirect person coming in. So that's how good it is, man. I love it. It changed my life, and I'm appreciative of it.
Brother, appreciate you so much. Thank you for your time and your insight. And, we'll have to get you back on here once you cross the 100K month marks from here and moving forward.
Let's do it, brother.